Thank you very much, Jim. I appreciate it. Is everybody having a good time today? Everybody excited? I always start off my speech. Isn't it great to be a conservative? And it's a beautiful, beautiful day outside. I just wanted to say hi to everybody today. And we've been talking at Lincoln Day dinners and the Lincoln Day dinner circuit. So a lot of you have had a chance to hear many of us speak. But what I want to tell you, and as I continue to travel all across the state of Wisconsin, not only do I feel the energy that is out in the public. I was just down in Milwaukee County. There was about 100 people packed into a room, very excited about the elections that are coming up, and you feel that energy in the room today. I have conversations with people all across the state about the office of the office of Lieutenant Governor and what it's used for. And people really seriously look at the office as a useless position. And it's probably one of the most useless positions in state government right now. But what we have to do, and I believe it's our responsibility, everybody in the room today, it's our responsibility to transform this office. And if we're going to transform the office, I believe what we need to do is make the Lieutenant Governor's office the leading taxpayer watchdog in the state of Wisconsin, constantly focusing on rooting out fraud, waste, and abuse in our government. Now, when you look at fraud, waste, and abuse, the list is long. I don't have enough time. We'd be here for 5 hours if I was talking about all the abuses that are going on in our government right now. When you look at the last state budget, Native American languages, Governor Doyle put $500,000 in. The languages are becoming extinct, and we have schools that are in jeopardy of closing down. And just look at the priorities. They're talking about spending $1 billion on a train that no one's going to ride in the state of Wisconsin. Nobody's going to ride when you look at the details of these things. And the list goes on and on. Department of Corrections, spending your hard-earned tax dollars, what I believe is for cosmetic surgery for a convicted murder. Wisconsin Shares Program, using your hard-earned tax dollars to pay for $1 million mansion from a woman who scammed the child care system. And the list goes on and on and on. So I believe it's the responsibility of the Lieutenant Governor to stop this wasteful spending. And in fact, as your Lieutenant Governor, what I'm proposing is that I will cut wasteful spending 100 times the cost that it takes to run the office. It costs $390,800 to run the office of Lieutenant Governor. To get a better return on our investment, we can cut wasteful spending the equivalent of $40 million every single year. I believe that's a return on investment that taxpayers can be very, very proud of. And I look at in order to accomplish this, what you need to do is have experience. I used to work for Governor Thompson, both here in Wisconsin. Also, I worked for him in Washington, D.C., and I had a terrific experience with the governor. We worked on rural health and human service issues, and at the time, we were putting together one of the most comprehensive rural human service packages that the country had seen in generations. Also helped him, and this was during the period of 9/11, and the Beltway sniper happened during that incident. And do you guys remember the anthrax scare? In the anthrax story. Well, Governor Thompson during that time actually put me in charge of opening up his mail during that time period. Like, super nice guy, my wife reminds me that I'm just lucky to be here today. But my wife Amy and I, we had a great experience with Governor Thompson, and we knew we did not want to raise our kids in Washington, D.C. So we moved our kids, our family, we didn't have kids at the time, but we moved back here to Wisconsin. My wife Amy's from Fond du Lac, and I grew up in Monroe and live in Oregon, Wisconsin right now. And I ran for the state legislature and have been serving in the state assembly for nearly 6 years now. And I've been focusing on states' rights issues. You guys may have heard of an amendment, a resolution that Senator Joe Lightbaum and Representative Robin Voss are pushing, and I'm a lead co-sponsor of it, to make sure that the state of Wisconsin can opt out of the health care provision in case the federal government rams through this health care bill. I'm one of the lead sponsors on that bill. So I've been focusing on states' rights in the state legislature right now. I've voted to cut taxes 126 times for $5 billion. I'm pro-life and have an A rating with the NRA. I also have experience in the private sector. I work for a small real estate company in Monroe, Wisconsin, and I'm the past president of the Oregon Area Chamber of Commerce. And I know what business people are telling us all across the state. It's very simple. What they're saying is, government, please just get out of our lives. Just get out of our lives. So the second thing I want to do, in addition to cutting the fraud, waste, and abuse, I want to take a look at every single rule and regulation that Governor Doyle and his administration has enacted since he's got in office. And if you have the experience to go into the DNR, the experience to go into the DOT, and all the other state agencies, you can start to repeal those rules and regulations. It doesn't cost anything, but it's going to start to put some energy back into our economy in the state of Wisconsin. That's how we're going to create jobs in the state of Wisconsin. I have the experience of all the candidates that are in the race. I have the direct experience. The governor, I will not need 4 years of on-the-job training. I can go in to these departments on day one, and I can make a difference on repealing these rules and regulations. So please get to know me a little bit better. We're passing out some literature right there. My website is votebrettdavis.com. Please get to know me. I know that we can transform this office of the Lieutenant Governor. We can create jobs by repealing these rules and regulations. We can champion states' rights from the Lieutenant Governor's office. I've been a leader on all of these issues. I have the experience to get the job done. Thank you for all you do for the conservative movement. Thank you.